how are clients reacting to this trade? Because it's very binary. It either works out or it doesn't.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely one of the main factors that's contributing to client nervousness at the moment. Obviously, we can see a market in which clients are underinvested, and the trade headlines and the tariffs, particularly last week, we obviously saw a significant market reaction, but it's one of the biggest factors that's contributing to the level of nervousness at the moment. I think, though, having said that, whilst things worsened, according to the market and the price action we saw last week, in our view, it's actually, we anticipated an increase in the escalation to this degree. So it's not impacting any of our economic forecasts as it stands at the moment.
I mean, what does it mean for portfolio management? Again, is it something that we need to get used to? Because it could be here a trade war or a iteration of the trade skirmishes for 5-10 years.
Well, I think it's important to think about the potential impact of this escalation in the various different regions. But when we have a look at the US, where the majority of our portfolio exposure sits at the moment, we are only expecting a very modest impact on US growth, an impact of 20 basis points on US PCE. And so with that in mind, it's important to have the overall context, but also recognize that it is going to contribute to that nervousness, and it is going to contribute to the current client trend of wanting to de-risk within public markets.
So if you're a client and you go and see Natasha Pope, do you get more questions about monetary policy or trade or geopolitics?
I think it's pretty evenly spread across all three at the moment, especially last week. There was a lot of focus on the Fed. There's a lot of questions as to what we see from here with the Fed. But the trade tariff, I think, is underlying everything at the moment in terms of where we move from here. But I think it does, you look at the economic situation, I think it's important to keep the fundamentals in mind in terms of the tariff headlines that are taking people's attention at the moment. But the fundamentals in the US is still, the US is still in healthy shape in our minds.